Hey, you thought I was done making Super Mario Odyssey top 10s after the last one? Well, you were wrong, mate. So besides cool captures, cool costumes, and not so cool costumes, there are plenty more things to discuss about this amazing game that is Super Mario Odyssey. Cause you see, it features a couple of cool bosses too, and you know what? I guess right now is the perfect time to address that important topic. Hey, I'm Nico, and here's my top 10 Super Mario Odyssey bosses. Remember in my top 10 Super Mario Odyssey captures how I told you I really like being uproot from the Wooded Kingdom? Well, there's a pretty creative boss battle involving this little guy. The boss is named Torque Drift, and to be honest, I don't really know what it actually is. It actually looks like a flying UFO, but it's shaped like a flower, and it has a big vacuum that sucks up flowers. What? As Mario, there isn't anything you can really do to defeat it, but as my good old buddy Uproot, you can stretch your legs and attack his vacuum thingy. Doing so will cause Torque Drift to create a shield around it, protecting him from your attacks, so now you'll have to dodge lasers while trying to attack his shield generators, which are protected by blocks. It's a pretty fun boss, and it's even better since you gotta use Uproot to defeat him. Alright, I will have to admit something to you guys. I wasn't a fan of the Brutals in Super Mario Odyssey. This group of obnoxious rabbits are pretty much Koopalings wannabes. You gotta fight those guys a couple of times in the game, and each time I wasn't really looking forward to them. That is, except for one of them, Rango. Yeah, it's the tall one with the hat. What I like about this boss fight is the fact that you gotta use your hat to attack his hat. And his hat actually turns out to be a bouncy flower that you can use to fly in the air and glide down on his head. I don't know why, but I found this to be kind of funny, especially when you bounce up into the air and he's all like, "Wait a minute, where did Mario go? Hey, where you at? Where is he?" I don't know, that's the voice I imagine he has. The look in his face is priceless. And besides that, the fight is pretty much straightforward. It's super fun though. One thing that I wasn't expecting in a Mario game was a huge city featuring real human beings. And another thing I wasn't expecting in a Mario game is being able to roll through the city in a friggin' tank. And another thing I wasn't expecting was to use that tank to defeat a giant robotic wiggler on the Empire State Building. Like, what is that thing supposed to be? To defeat Mecha Wiggler, you have to use your tank to shoot down the glowing balls on his body while avoiding his attacks. And once you attack him enough, he will freeze into place and you gotta shoot him again. And that's when he's gonna show you his brand new power, the ability to teleport through portals. This ability comes straight from the Bayonetta universe, I'm telling you. I thought I was playing Bayonetta for a minute, but no, I'm freaking playing Mario. Like, this is so awesome! The Luncheon Kingdom was one of my favorite kingdoms in Super Mario Odyssey. I mean, I love food, and basing a whole kingdom on food elements is just something I can see myself get into. At one point you will enter a big stew pot as a lava bubble, and this will wake up the chef behind that delicious looking meal, Cuckoo Shell. It is a large bird with a chef hat. I mean, how can you not love that? Remember how I told you his stew looked good 2 seconds ago? Well, that was before I saw Cuckoo Shell's main mean of attacking you. It pukes pink liquid into the stew. Ugh. And you have to swim up the puke in order to attack him? Ugh, what is this boss fight? You literally have to swing through a stew and swim up vomit to attack a bird wearing a chef hat? I wonder who came up with that idea at a meeting at Nintendo, and I also wonder how everyone around the table at that meeting was like, "Yeah man, that's a good idea, let's do it!" Nevertheless, it was a good idea, because this boss fight is lit. At one point in the game, you will meet up with Bowser on the Odyssey, and then he summons a giant dragon that spits lasers at you and crashes the Odyssey. And it's in the Ruined Kingdom that you will have to fight the Ruined Dragon, also known as the Lord of Lightning. It attacks you with purple lightning bolts that turn into wheels that you gotta avoid. The Ruined Dragon also likes to slam his chin on the ground, which causes lightning circles to form around him. Mario's gotta make sure to avoid them though, because once that epic attack is done, the dragon will suddenly run out of electricity, and at this moment Mario can use Cappy to remove his crown and attack his weak point. This boss is seriously just plain weird. It doesn't really fit with the usual bosses found in Mario games, but I gotta admit that I really liked fighting this dragon. The first boss you will encounter in Super Mario Odyssey are the Broodals, but trust me, you're not done with those freaking rabbits yet. Because here's the second boss. Another rabbit? Her name is Madame Brood, and she is with her chain chomp named Chain Chompikins. She's the boss of the Broodals and has a necklace made out of power moons, which Mario and Cappy need to have to proceed. So, you know, instead of trying to discuss a way to maybe trade something for those power moons or whatever, well, Madame Brood proceeds to ask her gold chain chomp to eat Mario alive. What? To defeat her, you need to knock the hat out of Chain Chompikin's head to capture him, and then you'll need to slam the Chain Chomp in Madame Brood's face. I mean, look at it! It's actually hilarious. You'll have to fight her twice in the game, and both those times, well, she's actually pretty easy to beat. You just capture the Chain Chomp and you slam it back into the face, and yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, there's one move that Mario lost in Super Mario 64 that I truly miss. Look at that. Mario punching a Goomba. Seriously, Nintendo, why can't I punch Goombas anymore? I couldn't do it in Super Mario Sunshine, nah. Mario Galaxy, nah. And Super Mario 3D World, nah. And now I can't do it in Mario Odyssey? Come on! This is such a disappointment. But wait a minute. Deep in that hole, in those hidden ice caves, lies Knuckle Tech. He's able to punch me with his big fists, so why can't I do the same? Oh, wait a minute. I can actually capture his fist and punch him using his very own hands? This is so cool! I mean, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself, stop hitting yourself! Man, this boss is so satisfying to beat up. It's even better than punching a freaking Goomba at this point. When you first enter Seaside Kingdom, you'll see this weird purple octopus dude sipping sparkle water through a straw. Why is he doing that? What a thirsty guy. The thing is, he doesn't really like to be disturbed because when you do it, lava appears on his head. To defeat Maloofs Lanceur, which is French for Mollusk Launcher, you'll have to use my good old buddy Gushin. Remember him? This boss fight is pretty cool because you have to fly and avoid everything Mollusk will spit at you, while spraying him with water to cool him down. The rematch battle is even better because you get to fight him while it's raining, so I mean you get to fly forever, you don't ever have to stop to recharge. It's so amazing! The first thing you see when you start a new game of Super Mario Odyssey is my boy Bowser. And obviously, well, he's the final boss of the game, okay? And kinda like Super Mario 64 and Super Mario 3D World, you'll fight Bowser a couple of times throughout the games. The Bowser fights in Super Mario Odyssey are pretty cool. First off, this game is all about hats, okay? So Bowser attacks you with, well, with hats. But you know what's even better than wearing a hat? Well, what about wearing a top hat on top of a hat? Or even better, what about wearing a top hat on top of a top hat? Woohoo! Okay, maybe I got carried away, cause once you wear Bowser's hat, well, you got to go near him and punch him in the balls to defeat him. That's kind of violent, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, am I right? In true Bowser fight fashion, you'll have to dodge fire rings and fireballs and fire stuff, blah, which is always fun. The Bowser fight is super creative and super fun, and that's why I like it that much. So wait a minute, the Bowser fight isn't my favorite boss fight in Super Mario Odyssey? Well, remember those annoying bunnies I told you about earlier? You know, the ones that I don't really like that much? Well, at one point in the game, they have this huge transformer robot thingy and you have to fight it. And this boss fight is pretty intense. Attacking Robo Brood is pretty difficult, so you'll have to climb on top of it if you want to defeat it. To do so, you'll use Pokio, and once on top, you'll have to use Pokio to defeat those rabbits one after another. This is so satisfying, and the rematch on the dark side of the moon is even cooler, because this time, instead of using Pokio, well, you get to be a Hammer Brother with moon jumping abilities. How cool is that? Seriously, Mario Odyssey is full of amazing moments, and this is by far one of my favorite of them all. Hey, thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed this top 10, and if you want to see more from me, well, give this video a like and you can also subscribe to my channel. And right now, just tap the cards on screen to watch another one of my great videos. I'll see you next time.